You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening. You're listening to America's Web Radio on the America's
It's 1 o'clock. This is America's Web Radio, and we are in...
Let's talk Venezuelans.
Hey, Mr. Moxley. Fred, how you been? How was your 4th of July, my friend?
Good.
Good. Okay. And how was your 4th of July, Johsie?
Fantastic.
Yes. We have first to recognize the good deed that this radio station did for our meeting on the 4th of July. Thank you, Mr. Moxley, for the promotions and for the efforts for the flags. Okay, were very useful. And also we have to say thank you to Mr. Victor Armendariz, because he's one of the voices and the images of this radio for a long, long time. And he was there riding his motorcycle.
His dog.
Oh, yes. But it's a pretty big motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a little bit small, and in so big motorcycle he has to use all his muscles to move around that monster, and he rides. Wow, he's good. He's good riding motorcycle. Yeah. And it was a very nice experience. We began at 10 a.m. And over there they show about 50 motorcycles, right? Wow. Some of them that said that would be over there. They at the last time they had to cancel one of the motor club because they had COVID-19, and the other one because they have COVID-19. Yes, yeah. But the rest they did a very good parade. We parade for the four counties of the 4th congressional district. It was interesting because we began from south to north, so it was beautiful. Almost at the end of the event, yes, of the ride, yes, we've been have an encounter with the black militia, the guys in Stone Mountain. We passed by to the town, and the black militia, the big chunk, was in the national park.
Yeah, we didn't go inside the park. The park was, Antifa was in the park, Black Lives Matter were in the park on the 4th.
Uh-huh.
The days later, they just closed the park just for the black militia to be in there. So when we were riding our motorcycles, I saw them, they saw us, and they regroup, And actually, like 3 guys were trying to come in front of the ride. There was 2 cars. 1 car in the front with the American flag on this side, and the Trump flag in this side. So you see when a lot of people get trigger is when they see the Trump flag. So those 3 guys were trying to come into the car. I don't know. I'm assuming that they were trying to intimidate the people who were doing the flag with Trump. But when they saw the motorcycle behind the second car, it's like a and they went back, to their group, which is okay. It's okay because they didn't mess up with us.
They even salute you.
Yeah, the main street, they took the corner, the four corner, one like this and one street like this and the other one like that. They took the corner. So instead of we going straight, what we did is in one of the corners, which they took here, and we're talking about 400 militias, okay? So they took here, the four corners were taken by them. And we didn't go through the straight line. What we did our left, and they were in that street too. So when we saw each other, I gave them thumbs up because the Second Amendment is for everybody in America, for everybody. Thanks God, the Second Amendment doesn't say Latinos cannot carry, or Native American cannot carry, or Black cannot carry. No, it's for everybody. And then when we show them respect, they show us respect back. That's what happened on the 4th of July around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What happened after that, I cannot advocate, or I cannot, because I didn't experience that. You follow what I mean? I just I'm sharing what I experienced as a candidate going through one of the cities that belongs to my district, which is Stone Mountain. And as you know, Stone Mountain is iconic in Georgia. And in Stone Mountain, we had the beautiful carving in the stone of four.
Basically three.
Three, right?
Yes,
three,
it was.
Three generals.
Yeah, well, it's the Confederate president, Stonewall Jackson, and the General in Chief Lee. Okay, and basically, it's a monument not to remember the cause of the war, but to remember the sacrifice that the South had on that struggle.
Yeah.
We have to understand something. They are not for the slavery. The Civil War was a definition of what kind of country United States would be after. Okay, it were two different point of views. One federal government, a strong federal government from Washington, like a umbrella with the states under that umbrella, and the other people wanted a confederation. A confederated states means like European Union. Okay, that each state had their own, not only their own laws, but their own army and their own foreign relations. So it was two different ways of see the life. So that means that the South, that was at that time very rich because they export basically raw materials to Europe and other parts of the world. They don't want have the interference of the federal government. So that was a clash, and that was a clash that began since we discussed the Constitution, but 70 years after the Constitution, the problem remains here. It remains there. It was not only the definition of the institution of slavery or not. That's irrelevant, and it's so irrelevant that you have to understand for example, that Lincoln made the Emancipation Declaration 2.5 years after the war began, and it was more like a way to free the slaves of the South, but it was not general. The real emancipations came with the amendment, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th amendments. Okay, that's when real the emancipation of slaves went through. Okay, it was a process. It was not easy for this country. That war cost 600,000 deaths, and it was a fratricide war. Brothers against brothers, families against family. It was very, very harsh, and the Reconstruction period was very, very tough, because after the Civil War, Sherman destroyed all the South, all the way to Savannah. So we have to understand that the first real industrialized war was the Civil War, and it cost 600,000 deaths. The Civil War cost more deaths than the World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Middle East wars that we fought all together. And the Spanish American War in 1898. So it's tough, and the South has to remember what happened, because if you forget what happened at that time,
we are tempted to repeat it
again. Exactly. For example, in Covington, the main square has a monument for the soldiers who fell during the war, the Confederate soldiers who fell during that war, and for the families that suffered during that war. It's a big thing, because we don't want to have more deaths. We don't have to have more falling people. We don't want to destroy more families. So that statue represents a monument not for the Confederates. It represents a monument for peace, for the fallen people. Okay, it's not.
So we cannot repeat it again.
Exactly.
Showing respect even to the enemy who lost, showing respect for them losing their life, and remind us, if we keep on going this way, we're going to end up in the same way.
In the same way again. Exactly.
And this reminds me so much of Venezuela, because I remember when Democratic elected Hugo Chavez, where people idolize him instead of looking and reading and looking at his agenda and what he wanted to do. He was looking at the Messiah. Oh, he's going to resolve our problem. The first monument going down was who?
Christopher
Columbus, exactly. And then why Christopher Columbus? Because remember, one of the places that Christopher Columbus put his feet was somewhere in Venezuela.
Yes, and during his third travel and his last trip, he get into the delta of Orinoco Delta. So he saw Venezuela.
Exactly.
Actually.
And then why did he allow and promote people to destroy Christopher Columbus statue? Because he was starting using the Native American from Venezuela. We still have a Native American deep in the jungle. The people are close to the coast. There is the cities and everything developed, like they look like you and me, okay? But the Native American, the short one, they are very
They are very big people, but they are very small in size.
In size, they're small, but they are very brave. So they are located in what we call the Amazonian area, in the jungle.
She used to live over there because her parent.
My father used to be a missionary, and then I used to travel all those areas. So what I'm trying to say is Hugo Chavez used the Native America to destroy any statue of Christopher Columbus, blaming Christopher Columbus for so many bad things that the Spaniards after him came and did. Christopher Columbus didn't do nothing.
No.
He did not do nothing.
No.
The people after him.
Yep.
Those criminals that Spain, the royalty from Spain sent to the New World.
They empty the jails.
Yeah, and they send all of them to
like in England where they send the bad people to Australia. Okay, so that colonies where people were, instead to be in jail in England, they'll send it to Australia.
Send them to death, because when you send people like that to on hospital, a place that is not water, is not housing, is everything that you have to, is you send them to death, to
basically
to die, because how do they gonna survive? So that's how it started in Venezuela with the Native American. And 20 years later, David, today, the Chinese, the Russian, and the Muslims are killing the Native America today because they are standing against them. Why the Native America in Venezuela are standing against the Chinese, the Russian, and the Syrians, and all that? Because they went into their land, their sacred land, which
they're mining now.
And they are
for
mining
gold.
in there for gold.
And do you know the mining of gold means that you have to use mercury, and using mercury is destroying the water and the environment.
The environment. So it's a lot of the nature, the environment, where they kept nicely for these many centuries. Now it's being destroyed by the same government who used them at the beginning to destroy all this monument, to destroy history. And today they are asking for help, and nobody even can listen to the Native Americans. But we need to understand, when the communists, the socialists, the Islamists, and all these groups who depend on government and want to make people go into enslave back again, what they are looking for is the destruction of history, so they could have the chance again to repeat it again.
Yes, it's erasing the memory is repeating the history. Okay, so it's 2:17, and we're going into a commercial breaks, and we'll be back right now.
The Docs for Patient Care Foundation is your way to join the fight and become a member of an organization created by doctors for patients, dedicated to fighting for your healthcare freedom and preserving the doctor-patient relationship. Get a pen and paper. Write down docs4patientcarefoundation.org. That's DOCS, the number 4, patientcarefoundation.org. Go to our site and please make a generous, tax-deductible donation and join the fight today. Thank you.
Quick Steaks, that's Q-U-I-K Steaks, are not just for surveyors. They are great for family and community gardens. Go online to www.quickstake.com or contact your local land surveying supply dealer and get you a box of Quick Steaks. You'll love them every year when you plant your garden. Again, that's Quick Steaks, Q-U-I-K Steaks, the truly preferred way to stake and identify what's in your garden now.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening. You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Okay, This is something that happens during the weekend of 4th of July. Okay? The people of the black militia went into this state park and they want to destroy this work of art that has been there for more than 50 years. They're saying that that kind of art offend them. But there is something. That's a work of art. That's also a reminder of our history, but also is an expression protected by the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if that offends you, but that expression is protected by the First Amendment in the same way that your expression or my expression is defended
of being offended.
Offended. Yes.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a television set?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you don't like what's on, what do?
I
Change
change
the
it.
channel.
Change channels, okay?
Yeah.
If they don't like Stone Mountain,
Don't go.
don't go.
Exactly.
Go to another place.
Yeah,
Go to Six Flags.
yeah. Or any place else they want to go. Hell might be a good place.
Maybe.
But then Satan might not accept them.
Oh my God!
You know, but no,
What's up to you today, David? You are too funny today.
But,
Sarcastic.
you know, this is like, you don't like our country, then move. Go back to Africa. Go back to Nigeria and see how they
Go to
learn.
Venezuela.
Go to
Do you know how
Venezuela.
many Venezuelan I heard complaining about United States of America? What are you doing in here? Nobody's trapping you here. Nobody's giving you permission to leave. We're not in Cuba. You know, in Cuba, they don't allow people leave the country.
Well,
United States is not like that.
No.
If you don't like this country and you are from Mexico, Venezuela, or Colombia, or Chile, and you're complaining so much about this and that, take your stuff and go back.
Yeah, who did I hear on? Who was it? I can't think. It was on Fox, and he was saying the exact same thing. Oh, I know. It was Huckabee, and he said, "Go back. We'll even ship you your stuff."
Yes.
You know how many divas and divos from Hollywood are saying we are gonna leave the country if we Trump this and they haven't leave yet. Why do you think
After
they haven't
after
leave yet?
almost 4 years, they
They're still
didn't.
here, yeah.
They're still here.
here.
And they still complaining and saying if he wins in the 2020, we're gonna leave. Why you don't leave from now?
Yeah, well, I tell you why. And it's like we say here all the time, follow the money. They know that if they leave the United States, they're not going to get the money that they've been getting. And, you know, why would you drive a jalopy when you can drive a Cadillac or a Mercedes?
Exactly.
You know? And
It's
they-
only in America. Look, I would love to see football players playing the same game in my country and getting multimillionaires, getting millions for their skill of playing. Okay, I understand people have talents, and everybody should be developing their talents, should be developing their ambitions, should be developing their dreams of what they want to do with their life. The only country that allows you to do that is the USA. There is no other country. No matter if you go back to Venezuela or South America or Central America or Africa or Asia. Let's say you take all your money from here to over there. But it's the policies and the kind of government over there, they are not like America. You're not going to make it there too.
No, but I tell you, the other side of that coin is it comes back to education. They don't. I'd almost guarantee you that 99% of the people that were trying to tear down the statues, they have no clue who it was anyway. They don't. All they do is they have somebody that leads them and says, "We need to tear that down. We need to tear that down."
Yeah.
And they decide to try tearing it down. Well, I'm going to leave the country and go back to wherever. They don't have a clue what's going on in the United States. Much less do they have a clue what's going on.
When they find out, when they are in those countries and they find out that they have to carry water from the river to take a shower, there is no water in pipe because there is no such a thing as a pipe. And then if it's a pipe, it's so rusted the water is not even running through it. Okay? When they find out that they have to carry woods and do fire, when they realize they have to go and hunt for their food, they have to do the farming for their own food. When they realize there is no clothing, there is no shoes, that's why so many of them, when they come back after missionary trip, when churches send them to see how it's a third world country, and then when they come back, they want to kiss the floor of United States because they
got conscious.
They got to know how
Exactly.
to be in a third world country and why don't you think the Latino are not involved in this craziness going around here? Because we know better. You wanna know struggle? We know what a struggle is when we come from our country. You are here American, white, black, whatever. You were born here, you were raised in here, you grew up in here. Oh no, because America is so bad. Come on. Hold on. Let's talk about it. You have an apartment with AC, electricity, water, a little bit of food. If you don't have food in your refrigerator, you got money in your pocket, you go to McDonald's, Wendy's. There is so many places that people go and eat because they don't actually cook. Latinos like to cook at home. So when you go to those countries where we come from, we don't have no ACs in the house.
Nope.
We don't have no McDonald's in the corner.
Nope.
We have to be cooking every day, 3 times a day. We have to be cleaning every day, 3 times a day. We have to be taking care of children. We have to take care of children of my neighbor because my neighbor have to work and she don't have nobody to take care of her child. And she asks you a favor. If I don't work, I don't feed my child. And then you end up taking care of your children, the neighbor children, that neighbor children, and your family children. It's like you have a daycare in your house, but you are not getting paid for
Nope.
it. But you are helping each other because the situation is so bad.
Sometimes you try to turn on the light and you don't have electricity.
You have blackout?
Most of the time you have a blackout on those countries. Okay?
Radio.
And if you don't have and because you don't have electricity, look what happened.
You don't have no communication. You don't have no radio. You don't have no computer.
The pumps that moves the water don't work.
Don't work.
So
produce
what happens?
electricity.
So what happens with the water? You don't have water, okay? And what happens when you try to go to the gas station to put gasoline on your car? The pumps on the gas station doesn't work
Because
if they have
electricity.
if they have gasoline, because then
That's another issue
That's
too.
another issue. Because right now the refineries in Venezuela are so in bad shape that they cannot even produce the gasoline,
Their own
gasoline.
refinery.
Okay, so they have to bring gasoline from Iran. Imagine that. You have the largest reserves in oil in the world, and you cannot produce gasoline from
in the country.
Okay, that's what happened when you got the socialists,
the government,
and
controlling
control
everything. Yeah, because socialism sounds good. Because communism sounds good. But when you start experiencing, for example, David, we experienced 3 months of socialism. Okay? How do you like that lately? Now we are in hardcore communism. Let me explain you why we are in a hardcore communism. The tearing down all the monuments. That is one right there. That's communism.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as ISIS. Communists and ISIS are the same thing with a different color. That's all.
That's all.
But it's the same thing, because when ISIS went into from Syria to Iraq, what was the first thing they did?
They blew up the monuments. And
Tear it down.
yep.
Okay.
What happened
But
with the
why-
Taliban in Afghanistan?
The
The first thing that they did was destroying the Buddha monument that was a 4,000 years old monument, and they said, no, that insults us. We have to destroy it.
It's
And
an insult. Everything is an insult. But when you look,
So you
like
you,
me,
you
that
hear the same?
I am a theologian.
Uh-huh.
My way of listening to things is always different from probably what your perception and his perception. So when they say is offended to me, it offends me, those Buddha's monument or Nebuchadnezzar in Babel, the city of Babel in Iraq, right? They destroy everything.
They destroy
Notre
everything.
Dame?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Notre Dame?
Yeah, exactly. When they destroy that because it offends me. Okay.
When they turn when they arson the Notre Dame cathedral in
yes,
Paris.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you see ISIS, because I am a theologian, and ISIS is a Islamic movement. It's still over there, but it's reduced to nothing. What they were doing is what the Quran says: you cannot have no image, no idol, nothing, no picture or nothing. The Quran forbids their follower to have pictures or a statue or anything, because that goes against Allah. So when Afghanistan experienced the tearing down of those monuments, when Iraq experienced those, it wasn't a museum. It was not like outside where people worship them.
No.
It was a museum where they have these monuments and artifacts from generations, from centuries and centuries, because the beginning of humanity was there from that area.
Yes, and they destroy it.
They just destroy
They
it
don't
because
care.
it offends them, because the religion teach them you cannot have. That's why they're destroying that. So
And,
in Venezuela now, the Muslims are fighting between themselves to see which one is going to take power in Venezuela. We have Hezbollah and Hamas fighting between them, because they know Maduro gotta go, because he got $15 million in his hair, right? So he gotta go, and the others gotta go too. So now, because the Muslim invested so much money in Venezuela now, and they gave power to these leaders, now they're saying, okay, hold on, now it's our turn for us to govern, and we will be back.
This is Dr. Susan Blank, Medical Director for the Atlanta Healing Center. Our team is able to offer a multitude of treatment options, such as quantitative EEG, also known as brain mapping, hormonal and nutritional assessments, neuropsychological testing, and cognitive therapy, along with traditional 12-step facilitation. And we can even offer you, if appropriate, a gentle medically managed detox. Please contact us at 770-696-9862.
If your health insurance premium is more than your mortgage, Ellen Deal with Ideal Solutions is here to help. Whether you're a small business owner, individual, family, or baby boomer, email maga45cag@gmail.com and I'll respond with 3 easy questions to help you determine if you can get away from Obamacare. As a 20-year veteran of the insurance industry, I'm here to help with all your insurance needs. Email Ellen Deal at maga45cag@gmail.com.
Want to give your family or loved one the perfect gift? Then go online and check out the TornadoBodyDryer.com. I love mine and the warm heat air massage it gives me after my shower. The Tornado Body Dryer is super. You'll love it, and you'll love having one in your shower.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
It's 1:30 and 1:33. And we're in Let's Talk Venezuela.
Okay, like I was saying before, in Venezuela, because this is Let's Talk Venezuela. And every time that I am being invited to give a speech, they always ask me what happened in Venezuela, because people want to relate so they can understand what we are as a nation are going through. So now, today, David, the Muslims in Venezuela are in control of the government now. It's not the Cubans anymore. They did a transition who conquered Venezuela without any sharing any weapon was the Cubans. They took control of the whole country with Chavez, the Cubans. And then the Cubans, since they got so much money and oil from Venezuela, now the Muslim who invested so much money too in those campaigns and in the leadership, as you know, the vice president and the vice president and of one of the vice president of Venezuela was the last name was Alzami. You tell me what his Spanish name is. Last name is that Alzami. The other one is Bashar. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. The other last name is Bashar. So all these people who are in leadership in Venezuela, where they invest so much money and they invest, they prepare themselves to be in the position of leadership. Those are the ones who are fighting to decide which one group of the Muslim will be a leader in Venezuela. Is going to be the Hamas or is going to be the Hezbollah? Today. I'm talking about today. So when you compare that with what's happening in the United States, okay, and then you see Rashida Tlaib in the House, you see Andre Carson in the House, you see Ilhan Omar in the House. All of them are Muslim from different background, from different how you call Rio, ¿cómo se llama? Branches of the Islam, right? And then you ask yourself, now all these new kids tearing down monuments, destroying the black community, but they are supposed to be defending the black. You follow? Something is not adding. For me, when you see these two groups, Antifa and BLM, and they're destroying what they say that they want to defend, something is wrong with the picture. And
suddenly you found this new power on the black militia chanting Allahu Akbar, and you said, hey, wait a minute, what is this?
Alhamdulillah. And then okay, wait a minute. That's when I say, and let me repeat it back again, there is something wrong with this picture. We are not seeing exactly what we're supposed to be seeing. We are being distracted right here. Because something here is happening that the media, the politicians are not allowing us to see what is really going on. Let's talk about Atlanta. What is going on in Atlanta? Let's leave Minnesota over there. Let's leave Chicago over there. Let's leave New York over there. Just focus here in Atlanta.
And we have an invited guest. His name is Ben Oreke.
Welcome, Ben.
Ben, welcome. And he's with a nice organization, one of the real good organizations in United States, with a very respectful organization. So tell me,
who are you, or what you do?
Or what you do?
Well, thank you all so much for inviting me today. Like Johsie said, my name is Ben. I was with Turning Point USA for close to a year and a half. I think it was back in October last year, President Trump invited some of us to the White House, for the for the Young Black Leadership Summit.
Did you enjoy it?
I mean, obviously, because President Trump, he called me and actually had me spoke in front of the White House. That was kind of.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, that was definitely crazy, 'cause
It was good.
Only in
'Cause,
America, right?
Only in America, right?
yeah, so many people, so many people don't even get to see the White House, but I'm an immigrant and I came here and I got to, go in front of the
Praise
White House
the
and
Lord.
actually got to
That's
speak.
what I'm
so.
trying to get American to understand. And when I say American, I'm talking about every color, every size, every age.
Yeah.
Only in America you can have this kind of experience, this kind of going and reach you for your dreams and your talents, and you are an immigrant like we are. No, he's from here. I mean,
No, he's from Texas.
He's
Don't
from-
mess.
he's-
Don't
don't
mess
mess
with
with Texas.
Texas.
What's your name, by the way, sir?
David.
Okay, nice to meet you, David.
Yeah, and keep on telling
Yeah,
us.
Johsie here, she do get a powerful story. That's one of the reasons why I'm in her campaign right now, or trying to be a part of her campaign. Because I think, for that district that you're running for right now, you will be a better person to head it. The guy that we've had in office now, he's been there for about, 13 years or
14.
something?
It's going to be 14 years
14
now.
years, even better, and so many people don't like him to be in that office anymore. I think, the time is kind of, past overdue right now. We need someone in there that will take care of the people, and I think, Johsie would be the right person to do that.
Tell me about you. Where did you born?
Well, my background originally, I'm from Cameroon.
Cameroon. So you
Yeah, I lived over there.
Français?
We're young per, you kind of put me on the spot, but yeah, a little bit. Oui, je parle français, monsieur.
Oh, wonderful. So you are bilingual by culture and a proud American citizen by choice.
Yeah, and actually trilingual. I lived in Nigeria for a little bit too. I learned how to speak Igbo when I was over there.
Ben, that's
And-
good.
Yeah, some broken English. I've got to travel a little bit. I've seen how people are from other cultures. Like you see people like when you come to this country, with the whole there's so much hate. So people are trying to get you to black people gotta go. Someone is white, so a black person can't get along with someone who's Hispanic or someone who's white or whatever. We'd have to find a way to bridge that divide, to get people to come together, because we all are in this country together.
Yeah,
like
we don't have no
9/11,
other
for
place
example.
to go. We don't have no other place to go, and
Exactly.
Look, Ben. It's been now. This is my third week. That I'm calling for unity.
Yes.
Unity, because one of the main we were talking earlier before you got
Well,
here.
we've been talking about unity since the beginning of your campaign.
Yes, but I've been dropping the bomb the last 3 weeks.
And that's
When
exactly
I'm
what we need
saying
right now.
dropping the bomb
With
is
so many divide.
Yeah, so much division among ourselves. And I'm talking about the conservative, the Republican, the libertarian, the patriots, the militia. Everybody's like here, there, all divided. And one of the goals for the communists, for the globalists, for the leaders who are bought and paid for is to divide the country. To keep the country divided.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer. Because that's the only way. We were talking about Venezuela earlier, right? How Chavez divided the families. He divided not only the political parties.
Yeah.
Because now they have like a 32 political parties now. Before it used to be like what, 2 or 3? 3. Now they have 32. So he divided everything. And look how Venezuela is. So one of the conversation that I had with one of the militian leaders is I was telling him, we are in a pivot time today that if we don't unify with one goal, only one goal, we don't even have to agree about political party. One goal, only one, to save America from communism. That's only one goal. If we unite, when the communists like the Antifa, BLM, and all those groups that are being sucked in infiltrated by the left, by the government control groups, when they see us united, they're gonna run like they did, like the Cubans did in Grenade. Remember the story in Grenade?
Yeah.
Okay, they were over there.
We are stronger together.
Yeah, we are stronger together,
Absolutely.
and together we can stand.
We united we stand,
Yeah.
divided we
We fail.
We fail. Okay,
Yeah.
so
okay, as you see, this radio show is very relaxing. Very relaxing. Is very we are family here. Don't feel stressed out, please, Carlos. Don't feel stressed out. And David, please do not feel stressed out. So we are trying to. In my case, as a candidate, my main point is to unify everybody, including I'm giving call to the conservative who belongs to every party. There is conservative belonging to the Republican Party, they're belonging to the Democratic Party, to the Libertarian Party. There is a lot of conservatives out there
we need
who are not happy.
we
They're
need-
not-
So the Christian
to
background is mainly
Yes.
what unites
Yes,
us.
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
Christian background, the Judeo-Christian background is what we can be united on. Because if we allow the atheists and all these people who hate God and
all
our
this
principle,
all this ism.
yeah, who hate the foundation of our country. Because too bad for you who are atheists. I'm gonna break you a news, okay? I'm gonna break you something that probably you don't like it, but you know what? Too bad for you. But America was founded in the Judeo-Christian foundation, and that's why we are how we are, because we are a Christian country. You like it or not? If you don't like it, you know what? I'm sorry for you. But if you want something like an atheist or like a communist, look, there's plenty country from south the border, Mexico down south, all of those countries down south to Argentina are socialists and communists. And then if you go to Africa, you're gonna find a lot of socialist country over there. And then if you go to Asia, you're gonna find a lot of communist countries over there. And then if you go to Europe, oh please, you got all variety and flavors. Okay, if you don't like our country, how we are, because we are a Christian country with the foundation. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna continue apologizing for
let me
why
ask you
our
something,
country
though.
is.
Like, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything, but with the separation of church and state, what do you think about that?
The separation from churches
Yeah.
and state. Look, the
Should
government.
people be praying in school and stuff like that?
Yes, look, we as a government interfering in the church, no. It
Okay.
shouldn't be interfering in the church. But let me tell you something, a lot of members in the governments are Christians. And a lot of decisions that we will be taking in the government should be taken by the point of view of the Constitution. If you analyze the Constitution, the foundation in the Constitution is the Bible, right there. Why? Why I say the Bible? Because men created equal. Are we created equal, yes or no?
Yeah.
First of all, creator. He's recognizing a creator. And who are the first religion recognizing a creator? The Judeo. And then the Christian after. Because the Muslim came 600 or 700 years later, after the Christianity. You follow what I mean? So the state should not interfere in the church.
That's what the First Amendment says.
Yeah, it should not make law.
No.
In speech, writing, vocal, in meetings, and nothing like that. Like what Newsom is doing in California, that goes against the Constitution. He should not be interfering. No local government, no state government should be interfering with the church. But guess what? With the church, you are part of the church. You are part of the church.
Yeah,
you are part of the church. I am part of the church.
Yeah.
Okay, they want to silence the Christian church, right? Oh, the church cannot be interfering with. Hold on.
Since the Johnson Amendment in
They
1956,
don't want us to interfere, and they shut us up down.
Yes.
But then they allowing the Islamists interfere in the schools.
Yes.
They are the Islamic interfering in every aspect of our life. So how come the religions cannot be interfering with the government, and the government not with the religion, but they are interfering? Their religion. Why are they interfering with our schools? Now Rashida Tlaib wants to implement Sharia law way of eating in the school system for kids. She wants to forbid pork. Anything that is against the Quran, she wants to implement that in her city. Okay, wait a minute. The religion should not interfere with the school, but here it is. We have the Islamists doing whatever they want, and nobody can stand up and stand against them. But when it comes to Christianity, you cannot say Christmas in the school. You cannot say Merry Christmas or Happy Easter or Happy Resurrection Day because you follow what I mean?
Okay. Well, thank you for that response. I think, you did a really good job, but I will leave my own opinion out of it for now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the campaign coming up, we only got 3.5 months left until the big day in November.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we need people right now, like, volunteers, the people that are listening right now. We all need y'all to rally around, Johsie. She is a great person and a great candidate. We need y'all to tell your family and friends, we probably with the whole COVID thing, door knocking, I don't know how that's going to be working anymore.
But the word of mouth is the best recommendation.
Yeah,
and
that's the best form of
this,
marketing. You are absolutely right about that.
And go to the other side's website,
social media, especially with the young people,
Yes, and go over there. Go to the CAP. What's the name? The CAP. The site of the
John. The
CAP. The CAP. The website. The Facebook.
The CAP Strong.
The CAP Strong, and go into discussion.
They keep on blocking me. You guys gotta tag the CAP Strong and the CAP. Transform the CAP in web. It's a Facebook website. It's a Facebook group where a lot of people from the demo. Yes, they kicked me out from one because I just announced that I was running against Hank Johnson. Just because of that, they kicked me out. I did not.
Hank Johnson, I actually found a couple of stuff on him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see, so I'm gonna need your group to go into those two and start posting things.
Yes.
Posting and not attacking the people because some of them are
just that the people be
We're
aware.
just putting out the facts, what is already out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just to the people be aware that there exists an option.
I want you guys to follow Hank Johnson Twitter.
Yeah.
And answer him back every time that he posts something. Answer him back. That's not like that. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the way. That's the only way.
Show the truth. That's it. And made aware the people that Johsie Cruz is the option to defeat him.
I was saying I am another choice, and somebody told me, you are the best choice.
The only.
Exactly.
At this point, the best choice, but close to November, I'm gonna be the only choice.
Yeah.
Because did you see what he did yesterday?
What did he do yesterday?
He wanted demilitarize the police department. So he wanna take the guns. He wants the police like Venezuela. Remember the police only were going with a little stick here, beating people.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to be able to defend yourself, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
He's putting the police department in risk of being killed by the gangs around in the cities.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
But look the consequences of the fund and the authorized the police departments.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in Atlanta? The death of this little girl in Atlanta
in the Wendy area.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Keisha is responsible
for that. Responsibility of the
and she needs to go. She needs to
resign.
Resign and go.
Keisha Bottoms,
She needs to go.
She's been kind of erratic for the last 2 weeks, especially with the whole COVID thing.
Look, the chief officer, the chief of the department, she make her quit.
Resign? Mm-hmm.
She make her quit, and look what happened. The little girl, her mom died.
Yeah.
13 other people died during this weekend in her city, and she suddenly is in her house with COVID-19. No, honey, you need to resign. You need to resign. You need to resign because you're supposed to be protecting the community that elected you
Right.
to protect. And you, because you were following the political convenience, this is what's going on now.
Yeah.
Because your decision, and you have to resign. It's time for the people of Atlanta to raise up and ask her for resignation. She needs to go and have a new election. Yeah, have a new election to elect somebody else. And you know who would be nice in that position? Paulette Smith.
Yes.
I would love to talk to Paulette Smith and see if she can put her name, throw her hat on the on that, and see if we can have Paulette Smith being elected as a new mayor of Atlanta.
Of Atlanta, yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. We need to change the thing.
We need to change the whole thing.
It's about 5 minutes to finish this program.
Well,
and Ben, what's your?
Let me tell them something real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Since we can't go out there anymore to knock doors right now, here's how y'all can get involved. Y'all, we got something called Campaign Psychic. Like, y'all can stay home and make as many calls as you want. To the people in the same district, that Johsie is running. Like, we got a database with the RNC. Like, we could get volunteers right now. Like, you don't have to go to people's house. We don't want you to go to people's house right now. But you can stay at home, make calls and try to get, Johsie, she deserves this.
Thank you. Thank you. And at the moment that we are elected...
So y'all reach out to us. If you want to know how to use Campaign Psychic, y'all can reach out to us.
You're a very young man, okay? You are just finishing your university.
Yeah, I'm gonna be graduating this year. So they are starting to cancel a lot of classes right now. Going back in the fall. The schools, it's not at full capacity yet.
I know.
So if I don't graduate, I'm probably sometime in spring, maybe 1 or 2 classes online. But hopefully they can get it together.
Your vision. I'm a 60 years old guy, so I'm on the other side of the river. But you are a 25, don't you? Okay.
27 somewhere
27.
Up there.
Okay.
I'm getting older. I know. I'm getting older.
But you have a mission and vision. What is your vision and mission of? What do you think is the vision and mission of the United States of America?
Well, this country, that is a big question. Very good question, actually. We need to have the prosperity in this country. We need to get people out of poverty. That's one thing. School choice is something that I'm, really working hard for, because I want kids to be able to, send your kid to any school that you want and stuff like that. Okay.
You think we have a bright future if we recover the country?
We do have a bright future, definitely. With the U.S. Constitution, this is the greatest country in this country. Even though some people talk about you don't have any freedom except for the freedom that they give you, we can still make it happen. We can make it happen. When the people unite, we can come up with something better.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we are
Thank
about
you very
to leave
much.
now. We're going to the Spanish side. And
Yes,
you are invited for the next one. Any Thursday, if it's not next week, the following week, we would love to have you here again so we can continue talking. This is just an introduction, okay?
Gotcha. Y'all feel free to follow me on Instagram, by the way.
Okay.
Wonderful.
ATL_Ben777. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
ma'am. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Nice.
You're listening